Peace fam, it's the Pressure Cooker and I'm back with another video. I hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. In this video, I want to unpack some of my thoughts regarding the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, okay? So first, let me say I am not a fan of either one of them, not in a shady way. What I mean by that is I've never listened to anything by Tory Lanez and I've only listened to one song by Meg Thee Stallion. So this has nothing to do with me picking sides, okay? That being said, I've noticed that when the story first broke about the shooting and Meg getting shot in her feet, and allegedly it was by Tory Lanez at the time, there was a lot of people who discounted the story. There were a lot of people who tried to discredit her. There were a lot of people who had a lot of negative things to say. Now, I expect some of this behavior from toxic ass men. Okay, I'm not talking about all men. I said toxic ass men. Okay, but when I see this type of behavior from women, particularly black women, it's very disheartening and I really don't understand it. And I really, really want to, I thought long and hard about this. I really don't want people to feel alienated in their beliefs and opinions. I really would love to hear and people unpack it from a place of, just breaking down why do you feel this way? Not just because you don't like her, because that's just not holding up for me. So I really want to understand it because a lot of people said disparaging things. Now, I know there were a lot of details in the beginning that were murky about this case. Even the trial, I didn't watch the trial, y'all, but I heard it was just a whole roller coaster, a lot of ups and downs, okay? Things constantly changing, okay? So if people doubted her, I can understand that. What I didn't understand is the complete just disrespect and dismissal of the fact that she was a victim of a violent crime. Okay, I didn't get that at all. And so this is a pattern I see repeatedly, okay, when it comes to certain men and they're called to the carpet for their wrongdoing and their crimes, whether it's R. Kelly or this situation. I just feel like there's a subset of women that's like, we're ride or die. Like, it's almost like people don't want to hear the facts. It's just about who they like. And I think it's very disturbing. I think it's very disturbing and it reeks of Misogyn0ir to me. Like, I don't understand that at all. Back to the Misogyn0ir comment, it just feels like people just love to hate on and vilify black women. And especially a black woman who looks like Meg Thee Stallion, okay? If she was looking like, what's her name? Drea Michelle, or somebody else, it's almost like people, they activate their damsel in distress response. But Megan Thee Stallion is a real ass black woman. Okay, she's a whole lot of woman. And that intimidates people, even the self-hating type. Okay, let that sink in. Because I think some of it is self-hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say this is the case all the time, but, with white women and white feminists, when something happens to somebody, they're going to come out in droves and they're going to sound the alarm and they're not going to shut up, okay? They're going to ride until the wheels fall off. And I feel like, again, I'm a black woman, so I'm going to speak on it. I feel like sometimes in our community, not only are we getting dismissed by outside people, but we have a strong group of people within our community who are ready to dismiss us when it's time for us to have a voice, okay? I don't understand that shit at all. As black women, the crimes against us are already not given enough media attention, okay? If we go missing, there's often no search parties. There's no, repeated headlines on CNN. We don't get that type of attention. So whenever these stories happen and people go to dismissing it immediately, it really makes me see how we're working against ourselves. And I don't know if people see that, but we're working against ourselves. So, when it happens, I just don't understand that at all. And so I would love to hear why people think people were against Megan Thee Stallion. It's very disturbing. I'm gonna get a little personal here. Now, I know this was not necessarily a sexual crime, but as a survivor of sexual assault, I think one of the scariest things that you go through is that people are not going to believe you. For me, that was one of the scariest things. I'm going to tell my story and people aren't going to believe you. And I just want to say to people, You know, people come out here and they share their story about victimization and you go to dismissing them. That is one of the most hurtful and messed up shit you can do, especially as a woman. Once again, in a society with toxic men, I'm not surprised by their response. I expect toxic, grimy, dusty ass men to say ignorant shit like, oh my gosh, she deserved it, or, you know, she's lying on him. I expect that shit. It's the same people who defend R. Kelly. It's this, you know, shall I continue? But whenever women do it, it's an extra sting. And I really challenge you to really dig deep. If you have legit reasons for that, you know, it's cool. But in this case, I really didn't understand. So I also want to say that I'm glad that Megan won her case. Okay, I don't feel bad for Tory Lanez. Okay, I don't feel bad for Tory Lanez. If he was a regular schmegular dude, y'all wouldn't be worried about what he's having for Christmas dinner. That's another layer to it. You know, the way we deify celebrities. If this was a regular person down the street who did this to another woman, is this how you would really feel about it? Would you really be concerned about what he's having for Christmas dinner? It's just so crazy to me, the stuff that people do. Like, I don't understand it at all. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and y'all have a good night.